Today I would love to give the solutions to the question which came on GP in 2019 GCE, which is saying in a geometric progression the third term is 16 and the fifth term is 4. Calculate the first term on the common ratio, the 10th term, and the sum to infinity. So we'll start with the first question, which is A. So here they are saying the third term is equal to 16 and the fifth term is equal to 4. So now what you need to understand is we'll write the formula which we use when finding the number of terms. Say number of terms is equal to first term multiplied by the common ratio to the power n minus 1. Then here replacing this as the third term, we'll say third term is equal to first term is the one we are finding, also the common ratio, but the number of terms there is 3 minus 1. Then they are saying the third term is equal to what? 16. This simply means that where there is the third term, replace 16 is equal to AR 3 minus 1 there to give us 2. So you record this one as your first equation. Then you do the same to the fifth term. So here is fifth term is equal to first term multiplied by R to the power 5 minus 1. Now the fifth term they have said is what? It is 4. So we'll write 4 there is equal to first term multiplied by R to the power 4 when we say 5 minus 1. And this is the what? The second term. So now when you reach this point, you divide the second term, the second equation, divide by the first equation. They are saying divide the second equation divided by the first equation. So we'll do this. You say 4 is equal to AR power 4, then divide by the first equation, which is this one. 16 is equal to AR to the power 2. Then you find that the first term and the first term, they'll cancel out. Then here R to the power 4, it means there are 4 R's. R to the power 2, it means there are 2 R's there. So the 2 R's there out, even there will remain with R to the power 2. Then this will be R to the power 2 is equal to 4 divided by what? 16. Then here what you can do is you square root both sides. You square root both sides. That square root and the power out. Common ratio will be equal to the square root of 4 is what? Is 2. And the square root of 16, it is 4. But you can reduce this, hence the common ratio will be 1 over 2. So this is the common ratio, the answer for the common ratio. Then finding the first term, since in the question it was said we should find the first term and the common ratio. The common ratio we found, let's find the first term. So the first term, you can just take n of the equations that you have here, n of the equations that you formed. Let's say if we take the first one, there, we just say okay, 16 is equal to a r to the power 2. Where there is r, we have what? 1 over 2. So this will be 16 is equal to a in brackets 1 over 2 to the power 2. Then 16 will be equal to a. Then this, it will give us times 1 over 4. Then this will be 16 is equal to 1 over 4 a there. Okay. Then we find the reciprocal of 1 over 4, it will be times 4. Even on the other side, times 4. 4 and 4 out. Then finally, a will be equal to 4 times 16 there. So we just say 4 times 6, it is 24. 4 remainder 2. So it will give us 64 as the first term. So this question carries 3 marks in paper 2 of the mathematics paper. You are required to use a calculator. Then the next question is saying the 10th term. This is B. This was A, then B. I'll write it here. This is B. Remember, finding the number of terms using this same formula. That's the one we use. So number of terms is equal to first term multiplied by r to the power n minus 1. Then they are saying the 10th term, where there is n, will be replacing 10. This is equal to the first term, which is 64. Then the common ratio, we have answered 1 over 2 to the power 10 minus 1. Then the 10th term will be equal to 64 times 1 over 2 to the power 9. Here, when we say 10 minus 1 to give us 9, 1 to the power 9, it is just 1, and 2 to the power 9, it is written there. So this will give us 64 times 1 over 5, 12. Then this is 64 over 5, 12. Then finally the answer will be, when we reduce 64 there, it's 1, 64 there, it is 8. This will give us 1 over 8 as the 10th term. So that is the answer for the 10th term. Then lastly, question C is saying the sum to infinity. Remember last time I stated that sum to infinity you can only calculate if the common ratio is less than 1. So sum to infinity is equal to first term divided by 1 minus the common ratio. So this is equal to the first term, which is what? 64 over 1 minus the common ratio. It is giving us 1 over 2. So this is 64 divided by 0.5. When we say 1 minus half, to give us 0.5, or the same as half. Then finally, sum to infinity will be equal to 128. So this is the sum to infinity. Remember, subscribe to my YouTube channel as you watch these tutorials. So this was the solution for GP in 2019 GCE. Thank you.